Hey, everyone. How are you today? Just hanging in here. Hope everyone's well. If you were in the part of the country that got slammed with bad storms, hope you got power and all that good stuff back and everything's good. Could you let me know if you can see and hear me today? And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Lisa. I am part of the PhotoDay team. Wes is here in the room as well. He is also part of the PhotoDay team, and he helps answer questions that I may or may not be able to get to. Hey, Stella. Hey, Stuan. It is Taco Tuesday, but I'm not having tacos today. That's not on my meal plan. Awesome, Scott. Thank you. Thank you for that. So just gonna make some small talk a bit before we get started. And instead of like really talking about the weather, because that's usually what I do, I just figured I asked if anyone has created any new hobbies since quarantine. I actually started trying to figure out how to make sourdough starter. I mean, I guess that became trendy, but I really just always wanted to do it. Now that I don't have much to do, started the whole sourdough starter thing. And plus it helps my kids get into baking and stuff like that. So that's how I've been spending some time learning some new stuff in my spare time. What about you guys? Learning anything new? Watching any new series on Netflix or Amazon Prime? So funny. So welcome everyone to PhotoDay. Today is an introductory webinar. So we'll be going over the basics, why online, why we made PhotoDay. I'll give you a tour of the studio panel. We will show you some features there, some new features that we've been continuously adding. And yeah, we are still adding. So we have deep cleaning for sure. I think my house has never been so clean and organized and great. I mean, the landscaping outside is just amazing. That's all we do on the weekends right now. So yeah, so crazy. So, oh, hey, Allison. So, but yeah, so, you know, this webinar is really just an intro to PhotoDay. I'm gonna go over the basics. We'll talk about other educational resources that we have that you can binge watch on as time goes along after today's webinar, as well as I'll share with you some results that if you've never sold online or haven't used, if you're brand new to PhotoDay, I'll be sharing some results as well, talking about a little bit about those marketing strategies. But that's a whole nother webinar in itself. Today is just a basic webinar. So welcome, and we'll just get started, dive right in. Hope everyone is safe and sound right now, so let's just go. So, you know, we always start these, if you could change one thing about the way you've done business in the past. You know, if I talk about the old way a lot, if you've never done online, or maybe if you've done online and it hasn't been successful or what you hoped it would be, what would be that one thing you could change? And that's important because as we roll out the features and the why and the how of PhotoDay, I really would like you guys to focus on that one thing that you want to change, because PhotoDay essentially is a tool, and it's a tool that allows you to use it in all different ways and all different use cases, but it's a very versatile tool. So there's not really a one size fits all. You know, we have a lot of what we call trailblazers, so the early adopters of the software that have been using it in all different ways and applying it to all different types of volume photography and successfully, and their stories are all published on our blog. But every one of those trailblazers has started with that one thing they wanted to change and using PhotoDay as a tool to accomplish that. And I think that's important when thinking about change, because, you know, as we know right now, big changes cause like a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress. And the more prepared we are to make that change, the better the transition will be for everyone involved, for you, for your customers, for the organizations involved. So let's talk about PhotoDay a little bit. It's one workflow, one solution. For those of you guys, those of you who don't know what PhotoDay is, what we basically did was we took all the steps with traditional prepay or proofing or speculation types of volume photography. We listed out all those steps. And then we tried to figure out a way to where we could cut that down and cut out as many steps as possible using technology. So what we've built here is a completely paperless solution. So you don't need paper, you don't need printed QR codes or barcodes or anything like that. It's fully automatic. We're using a lot of text to connect because most consumers are making purchases on their own personal devices, their smartphones or their tablets. With things moving from the traditional setting online, we get smarter about how we run our business. All of our expenses are there right in front of our faces. All of our fees are processing. We can see the sales coming in. We can see patterns in sales. We can see which packages. All that information is immediately available to you in the PhotoDay panel in the insights within specific jobs. And all of that allows you to run your business leaner, smarter, better, to become more profitable. So, you know, we are at PhotoDay directly tied to your studio's success. So when we say we're in it together, guys, we are really in it together. So what we do here, our team at PhotoDay, is we try to develop and create the features that matter the most to our studios, people who are wanting to use PhotoDay or people that are using PhotoDay, so we can continue on that track. So why online? Why do we need to consider going online? Well, you know, this presentation takes a little bit of a different tone given the current circumstances. So, but right now we know as a fact that 99% of all US adults between the ages of 30 and 49 own a cell phone. And out of that, 92% of those own a smartphone. And that age group is really important when we're looking at our demographic. That's the majority of the age of parents of school-age children. People that have children between the ages of 5 and 17, according to census data. So when we're looking at that demographic, we really want to build our businesses to appeal to that market, majority of the market. So when you're thinking about online, I have a lot of conversations with a lot of studios, and one of the biggest hesitations I always hear is like, my customers don't have a smartphone, or they're not able to get online, or they're not comfortable with ordering online. Well, that's a very, very small percentage of your business. And while yes, you should always have a plan to service each and every one of your customers, you should be focusing on majority of your customers, what they want to do and how they want to purchase from you. And I think those are very important facts to point out, because I do get it and I do hear that concern a lot, but I wanted to say that out loud. So what it all boils down to when moving online is your marketing strategy. And I used to work for a high volume studio, and I can tell you time and time again that I had tried multiple different online retailers and solutions in our market, tried to even build our own shopping cart at one point, and I could never get the results I needed to get. And it wasn't until we really cracked that code and figured out how to do things properly with PhotoDay and using the different technologies out there that had yet to be brought into our industry, were we able to really figure out like, hey, we need to connect directly to the parents, and we need a complete marketing strategy to convert them from views to sales. So everything changed from our tone and how we talked about Picture Day to how we connected with the parents and told them about Picture Day and connected them to the galleries, as well as how they find their photos, how they check out, as well as the items that you're selling to them, the packages, and the way you're photographing the events. Everything changes, but it all starts with marketing online and having that strategy. So what I'm going to show you now is the customer experience video with PhotoDay. PhotoDay is made up with a few different parts. You know, as many of you know, if you're already here and you've already signed up, you know that we have a studio panel. That's your master, that's your control center for everything going on. But we also have native apps for both iOS and Android for your customers to shop in that native app experience, which makes a really great user experience. But we're not limited to telling your customers they have to download an app. We also have a great mobile web experience and a great desktop web experience. So what that does is no matter how your customer wants to shop, we're able to provide them that experience. So PhotoDay has all those different parts involved, which makes up the one ultimate customer experience. And I'm going to show you guys a video. Now, this video also shows advance pay. So we're not just online proofing. We're not pre-committing for, we're not asking for your parents to pre-commit to a package before they even see great images that you're going to produce. So advanced pay is different than anything else out there right now. Basically, you can think of it as like selling a gift card in advance that ties them to the gallery, to that text marketing campaign that brings them back when the pictures are ready so they can apply that credit towards their purchase. So that is what this video shows. in the ultimate customer experience. Let me get that video up for you guys. Let's see. And start.
Here's a quick run through the ordering process for parents. This is assuming the gallery they're subscribing to is taking advantage of advance pay, which allows parents to purchase credit that goes toward their final orders while they wait for their photos to become available. Parents text your gallery's access code to our PhotoDay shortcode of 90738. In return, they'll get a link which allows them to purchase an advance pay credit. Once the parent selects an amount they'd like to purchase, they fill out their name and phone number. They'll be asked to verify their phone number by receiving a verification code via text, which they'll enter on the checkout screen. PhotoDay accounts are tied to phone numbers. This is how we'll know to apply the credit to their eventual purchase. Once the customer has filled out their payment information, they just hit Place Order, and their credit is officially purchased. Once you make your photos available to order, the parent will receive an update via text letting them know that they can now make their purchases. This text will contain a link that takes them directly to your gallery, which will prompt them with choices regarding how they wish to locate their photos. They can use our facial recognition technology Face Find, search by tags, or just browse the entire gallery. You can also limit what options appear here. In this example, our parent will use Face Find since it will be the quickest way for them to find their photos. They'll be prompted to take a photo of the subject they're looking for or upload an existing photo. Face Find will then match that reference photo with any photo in the gallery that contains that face. Parents can then choose which photos they'd like to order by selecting one and then hitting the Shop Now button. This will bring them to your storefront where they can select from any packages or a la carte items you've set up with your price sheets. In this example, our parent will select a package that contains 2 prints, a digital download, and a memory mate. Crops can be easily adjusted on the prints, and at any point, an image on a product can be swapped out via the Change Image button. Customizable items such as memory mates will prompt our parent with theme and text options before adding them to the cart. Once all options are selected, our parent will be able to fill out their address and preferred shipping method on the checkout screen. Since they previously purchased a credit under this account, it'll automatically apply to their order total at the bottom. On this screen is where they can enter any additional coupon codes you might have promoted with your gallery. They'll automatically apply to the order total as well. Once the parent is happy with their order, they tap the Place Order button, and they're all set. Their order will be shipped right to their door as soon as it's processed by the lab.
All right, guys, let me get my slideshow back up here. Give me 1 second. All right, cool. All right, so that is, okay, Allison, that's a great question. Wes, if you can grab that link for Allison, that would be awesome. But Wes will do that for you, Allison. So basically, that customer experience is basically everything that your customer sees from your point of view. But I definitely encourage, if you are new to PhotoDay or if you've been using it and you've never actually placed an order, now is the perfect time to play around with the system as a customer yourself. Order some photos and have them delivered and just see what that communication looks and feels like all the way through. It is pretty cool. So what are you really selling when it comes to online, when you're going online? Okay, so this is kind of my favorite part because it's like it was a big eye opener for me in the very beginning of all of this. But traditionally, we are selling these packages and these products and on these paper forms, even in the prepay online environment, where we're trying to get people to spend more money for a little bit of products and step up the package, right? So we're essentially selling these products or these packages on the form. And while that's still true in the online environment, it's not the first thing you're selling. So online, you're definitely selling image. And I can tell you guys, like 100% fact here, if the images that you're capturing online and presenting online in this workflow aren't good or great, then the sales aren't going to be good or great, because people aren't going to convert to sale with images that aren't, to their liking. So definitely expression. When we did a survey of all parents, expression was basically the biggest thing that they look for. And second is just the overall professional image. Parents still value and love that professional image. And, we've made it through a lot of these downtimes over the last 100 years in the pro photography world, and we will make it through it again, because parents do really value that image. So when you're going online, make sure that your images are better than what mom or dad can do with their own iPhones or Galaxies for you Android people. So make sure that your images are better than that, and you will have success. So also the variety of images matters. You don't just need to stop at one anymore. You can have, a couple different, game face, a smiley face, and even a goofy face if they want to make a silly face and reward them at the end, as well as different poses. All make different images that you can sell. And those images are essentially your inventory. So the higher the inventory you have in a job, essentially the more money you're going to make with that job, because you have more items to sell. So that's what we're really doing when you're converting to this online workflow. And I know what some of you guys are thinking, if you've never done online and you're worried about how am I going to execute multiple poses or expressions on picture day, because I don't have that much time per kid. Well, I will tell you right now that you will have a lot more time when you're not worrying about recording image numbers or scanning barcodes or shooting a QR code. All of that goes away with PhotoDay to allow you to spend more time creating these images. And we'll show you how that's done. So it's all about the positive customer experience. So not just your images, it's about the experience that your customers face. Because let's face it, if they're using a complicated shopping cart, or things just aren't clear, or they're not presented or marketed to them clear enough, they're not going to convert the sale either. So you want to have a clean, they expect that convenience, and they expect easy. With PhotoDay, they're able to customize products. So say you're setting up a job and it has football and cheer images in it, you can assign football and cheer themes to that. And then your partner lab could have multiple themes for those two different sports types in your job. Those will be presented when a parent chooses, let's say, a memory mate, and they can scroll through the different memory mate designs and pick the ones that they like and put text on it how they like. So you guys don't have to worry about getting all that data correct anymore at the event, or even after the event before you submit it to your lab, because all that goes away. The parents are customizing the products, picking the designs, or even cropping within the design if they choose to, and you're giving them the control. They can see everything first. You're giving them the flexibility with multiple poses, and then the direct delivery. Not only did we make this easy for you guys and your customer, we also made it as easy as we could for our partner labs, so they can get those orders in and out as quickly as possible. And most of our partner labs are actually shipping same day or next day on these products. So we're just getting it so fast. So when you're going in to pitch a new organization and you want to convert them online, and they're used to that 4 to 6 week mail to home turnaround or something like that, now you can say, well, they get it as fast as they order it within a couple days, complete with tracking and a text message back. There's no argument there. I mean, hands down, you can win organizations like that. No tomorrow. So why do we create PhotoDay? I went over this a little bit in the beginning, but to eliminate that sales friction, all those unnecessary steps that aren't very positive when you're dealing with the paper forms and what to order. I can't even tell you, I've been to a lot of picture days on actual picture days when dads would walk up to me and they're handing me a paper form like, I don't know what my wife wants me to order. And I would just talk them into ordering the biggest package. Well, it's better for you to get more than not enough. So you guys can probably relate to that a little bit. But we wanted to eliminate that sales friction and also to lower your costs. So you're not spending as much time printing the envelopes and delivering them, or the forms, and spending time behind the computer data entering them or managing all that data for the barcodes and QR codes. You don't have to do that anymore. So we wanted to bring Picture Day directly to the hands of the parents. We know that you're facing the gateway, which is the organization, to get to your parents. So we needed to make that bridge for you to connect with each customer individually to optimize and maximize your sales and talk about your studio as a whole to be more in front of the parents by putting Picture Day right into their hands on their mobile devices. And then we wanted to be able to bring you actionable insights. So if the organizations passed out your communication, if those customers are making advance payments, have they seen the gallery yet? So you can stay on top of your organizations to make sure that what they said they were going to do to help you out with communicating is actually happening. And then also to cut out all that busy work. Like, who likes to spend time, hours and hours and hours, fixing bad data and then staying up till all hours of the night submitting all of that to the lab only to get it back and have to repack it and send it all back out again? So cut out all that busy work. And then also what this allows you to do, and what's actually still happening right now, even though there's not been events happening in the last few weeks, is sales are still happening from those events that happened the end of February, beginning of March. Even sales are happening in the PhotoDay world that are from older events from back in the fall, where people are like, you know what, I never ordered. Oh, you know what, I didn't order enough. I'm going to go back and order more. So sales are still continuing, not in the biggest volume that you could see because there's no live events right now, but they are still happening year round, and that's important. So let's talk about results a little bit. So these are some new results that I wanted to share. So here is a winter hockey league that was done this past winter. I think it was done in December. And this one was done 2 years in a row by the same studio. So they were able to share their data from 2018. But basically you can see how this compared. Now this studio is experienced with PhotoDay. And this studio also does great traditional images, not green screen. And these hockey kids were photographed right on the ice. So ideal situation, great lighting. And there were 3 poses of each of those kids in the hockey league done. So I wanted to point that out. So when you compare traditional, there was 79 kids photographed that handed in a paper form that wanted to be photographed the previous year. With PhotoDay, they don't require a form, so they photographed more kids, 100 kids to be exact. However, opt-ins, let's go on to the opt-ins here, because that's important, especially for you guys coming on board. Opt-ins are how many people text the access code before or on Picture Day. Those are people that text the code to connect to the gallery to either make an advance pay credit purchase, because if your gallery is in advance pay status and they text that opt-in code, the sales cycle automatically starts. So I always recommend advance pay because you can't lose on it. The sales cycle starts, you set up 65 of those 112 people that texted that code went ahead and bought an advance pay credit. This studio, now I know they incentivize a credit purchase. So if the customer committed to a $35 credit, they knew they were going to spend at least $35 on photos, they got free shipping off their order of $35 or more. So when using advance pay, I always suggest if you're going to incentivize it like that, make sure your credit matches that minimum order amount for the offer code that you're using it with. That way it makes sense to the customer. This is a new marketing strategy. We're here for you guys, and we have a lot of information on it. I got a whole nother webinar coming up all about marketing strategies and how to transition effectively to online sales. And I'm pretty sure that webinar is next week, right, Wes? So let's see. Advance pay credit sales. So those 65 pre-orders resulted in 2545 in advance pay sales. After the gallery was on sale for about a month, they got a total of 96 orders. Now, it's important to note that your sales cycle online, it's not just like it is on prepaid forms where you're in and out in one weekend with all your cash, and then it takes you a week to get it all sorted out, edited, processed out to the lab, and another week or so to get it back from the lab and get it all delivered. So you're in this 3-week to 4-week cycle, depending on how fast you are and where you're at in your season, right? Well, with PhotoDay, you upload it all and you publish it and you're done. So the sales cycle is still about 30 days to see it all, but you will see most of your sales in that, at least half of your sales in the first 2 weeks. And that's if you have the right marketing strategy. So make sure you catch the webinar next week where I'll go more into that in detail. The total gross sales on this job, it was basically like landing a whole nother league, right? It's like almost double here. Look at that AOV. And that AOV stands true because they had more inventory. They had more images to buy. 3 poses, 2 landscape, and 1 portrait. You don't got to stick to a portrait anymore. You get creative. Parents love the creativity. And they also converted those 3 images into black and white variations for each child. So a lot of parents bought both. And that's really, really cool when you're selling both prints and digitals in the packages to give that variety, because it just gets them to the next level. So let's go to the next results here. So one of the concerns that I always like to adhere from the very beginning was, if I use this on a job, the next year, less people are going to buy. And what I wanted to show here is that's not necessarily true. So this is a preschool. It's the same school that was in fall 2018 on our very first 1.0 of PhotoDay. Now we're on 2.0 to 2 point something, I don't know. But this was done fall 2018. The school was done with PhotoDay again in spring and again this past fall. So, and it was done again this spring as well, but the sales are kind of slow trickling in with the whole COVID thing. So I couldn't show, I think it just got posted 2 weeks ago. So it was posted a little late. So I couldn't pull those numbers, but it's on track to probably do about the same as it did in the spring of the prior year. For some reason, there's more kids there in the spring. So, you can see the total orders placed. You can see that the studio held strong and did not lose sales when transitioning to online, the same school season after season, and the parents still like it and they're still purchasing. So the reason those numbers shrank a little bit again is because there's not as many kids in the fall as there is in the spring for some reason, attendance-wise. So I don't have those exact numbers to show, but I want to give you guys the details I had. So this is a dance school, and this was done on site. So I did look for some new dance schools that were done early this spring, but again, it's a little bit too early for me to pull those and share those with everything going on. I found a couple good ones in January, but they didn't have comparables for the year before because those studios booked those dance schools using PhotoDay. They never did dance schools, and they're seeing some pretty good results there. So I couldn't do a comparison on them. But the reason I like to share this one is because this studio got really creative, and she actually uploaded on site over a Saturday and Sunday for this dance school, and she uploaded everything on site and had the parents in kiosks, like little tablets out in the lobby, placing orders before they left that weekend, during Picture Day weekend. So I thought that was really cool, and I was excited to share. I've been in the dance school photography world with multiple dance schools, and I know the production is crazy on those, and it takes a super long time to get it all back and forth from the lab and proofing and all that good stuff. So what made me really excited about this is that those orders were placed live on Saturday and Sunday while the studio was uploading, and when she left Sunday, that money was in the bank and those orders were at the lab. There was no sorting and figuring out barcodes by costumes and writing all those numbers down, and nope, it was like edited, uploaded, and sold right on site. And then everything was done when she walked out that Sunday night. All she had to do was unload her car. So I thought that was really exciting to share with you guys. And just another way you can use PhotoDay. This is a military ball. So this was an event that was typically a print on site event that the studio decided, well, I don't want to load printers around this year. I'm going to try it with PhotoDay. And it did about $2,000 more than the year prior. It's something that the studio has been doing for a long time. So you can see here that there were some advance pay credit purchases made on site. It was an event, so there wasn't a lot of pre-communication with this one, but it did happen during the event. Because she went completely online with PhotoDay on this, she could set up 2 locations. She had one green screen for the background dropout, and then she had one outdoor location on the balcony, because that was a really pretty setting, and it was just kind of a last minute decision, like, I'm going to do both setups because I have the stuff to do it, and I'm going to see what happens. Well, it was really great because it did about 2,000 more in sales without logging the printer up and down, and she only had to take half the staff out because now there was no print operation. So, and the sales continued to roll in. So that was the result. And, PhotoDay is great for those on-site type events to convert them online. So you don't have to do that either and still get really, really great results. So now I'm going to take you inside the studio panel. So this is the most time-consuming part because we keep building out more and more features for you guys based on feedbacks and requests and how you're using PhotoDay. So I'm going to get off this slideshow for a minute and go to my screen share. Let's see. All right, screen share. I'm going to shut my camera off. Okay, cool. So this is the studio panel. This is mission control. This is where all the magic happens. Now, what's brand new, if you have not logged into PhotoDay lately and seen this, is we just launched PhotoDay Academy. We're really big on education, not just how to use PhotoDay and how to effectively sell it online, but how to create the greatest images that you possibly can to boost those sales online. Because like I said, we're directly connected to your success. So we want you to be very successful when using PhotoDay. We're providing you with all that education. So I'm gonna just kick it off with Academy, guys, and show you what we have in here. Here you'll find all of our upcoming events, but you'll also find all of our previous webinars that we've done in this page, so you can binge watch them if you want. But we also have these new programs, and these programs are basically you know, how-to techniques, things like that, on how to improve your photo skills with our new Director of Education, Jay Boatwright. So leading this whole thing over here. So what we also have going on over here is our Trailblazer Talks. We started this a couple weeks ago. We basically have our Trailblazers coming on board, doing a series of different talks on different topics to help provide education during this slow time, what they're doing, how they've been successful, sharing kind of like their superpower, their secret weapons with you guys. So it's a really great thing in here. It's all lives right in your studio panel for you guys to come and watch anytime. So make sure you take advantage of that as well. So back out to my home screen. Another thing that we offer here is support. So we have this little chat bubble down here. You can come in here. You can reach us on support. If you have any questions or you get stuck, right in here. You can also search our knowledge base. We might already have an article or how-to video in here to share with you. But feel free to chat and say hi here. If you ever want to talk on the phone, you can always just request a phone call here and we can schedule and get back to you so we can hop on a call together. So all that is available here right in your studio panel. You'll also see all your sales. We kind of break it down for you. This is my demo account, so it's not very exciting. I only have 8 orders in here, and you know, it's not very exciting. So, but it'll show you your sales today, sales this week, sales this month, and then it'll show you your lifetime stuff and your lifetime average order value, so you can see where you're going with that. Also over here, you'll see all your jobs. They'll be in chronological order from what's coming up to what's already been done. And then over here, you'll see your latest orders rolling in as well. If an advanced pay credit has been applied to those orders, you'll see a little asterisk next to them. So you can click on it and see what the total order amount was with that credit applied. So first things first, when setting up your account in PhotoDay, there's a couple important things in here you need to know. This information here is shared with your customers, whether it's on the order receipt and some of the text messages, things like that. We try to put your name out in front of the customers as much as we possibly can. So your studio name's going to be in here. Make sure it's the way you want it displayed. Your website URL, that'll be on the bottom of the order receipts they received, as well as your studio contact phone number. So make sure it's a number that you want customers calling, not your personal cell if you're using that separately. Your studio contact email, again, if you're just trying out PhotoDay, a great suggestion that a lot of people do here that I will share is they'll create a new email just for PhotoDay orders and contacts, because if they're using multiple solutions, this way you're not confused when the orders come in and where it came from. So you do like a photoday@yourstudioname.com. That way when people order, you know that they came from the PhotoDay store. So you know what those questions are related, because we do get a lot of that as well. And I thought that was a great idea to share. Your studio address here. Now, some of our partner labs will print your address on the return label. Some do like a white label, which is just a standard PO box that they use to handle returns. It doesn't say the name of the lab. It just says photo processing or something like that, a standard PO box that lab uses. So it depends on who your partner lab is, and you can just reach out to us or them to figure out what address is going to go on those return shipment labels. Speaking of partner labs, here are all of our partner labs. We are currently in beta with Richmond right now. That's why you see that, but they're not live there for everyone just yet. But right now, the other 6 partner labs are available for you to connect to. When you connect to a lab, you'll be able to build a price sheet with that lab's products and pricing, and then you'll be able to assign that price sheet to a job. So it's really great right now in this situation where some of our labs are shut down for production and some are still open, where studios can just create a new price sheet with a lab that's still open and swap it out on those jobs. So the ordering is not disrupted. So that's been a great feature during this time. As far as payment, this is how you guys get paid. So you'll want to definitely connect the Stripe account here. Stripe is our only payment processor as of today. So you'll need to set up a Stripe account, connect that to your bank account, and then connect it here in your dashboard so we can disperse funds when you make a sale on picture day. Now, taxes. The only time you need to visit this section right here is if you have a nexus in multiple states. We are going to assume that you have a nexus in your address here, your studio physical address. So we are going to collect sales tax on your behalf for you and deposit it into your Stripe account with your profit. So you can download these reports and remit your sales tax. We do not remit sales tax for you. That's your responsibility. But we're providing you with the reports and the ability to collect the appropriate taxes on the appropriate products, whether shipping's taxable or not in your area. We collect the district tax, all that different surtax that goes involved if it according to e-commerce guidelines. We're providing you all those tools. You don't have to think about that anymore. Cool. Another cool way to think about this is if you were backing out sales tax from your volume jobs before to make those nice round numbers. So if you're not, if you were backing out sales tax before, converting to an online system that collects sales tax after the fact, something that customers are already used to, they probably didn't know they were getting that as a benefit from you before, as an additional savings. But now they just pay for it at the end. So it doesn't cost you so much to go online if you were doing that before, because that tax was already backed out of your gross numbers. So, and then we have this logo and watermark. Now, this logo here will be your logo. I just put our PhotoDay logo there to show you what that looks like. But that logo will go on certain things. It goes on the little advanced pay gift cards when they're shopping online, so it looks like it's branded for your studio. It also goes on the marketing flyers that you can create for jobs and the marketing landing pages that you create on the jobs that have the HTML flyer that shows your studio name. So you'll want to go ahead and upload your logo here. The watermark's a little different now. We have a default watermark here for you because in the beginning, some people forgot. It was like really catastrophic because people were screenshotting. And speaking of screenshotting, if they're shopping within the native apps, so if they downloaded the app to shop, like they have an Amazon app, they downloaded the PhotoDay app, they will not be able to take screenshots. However, if they're shopping on mobile web or desktop web, they can still screenshot right now because the text is not there yet for us to put in place. But you can rest assured, as soon as we can help prevent the stealing of your images or screenshotting, we will have that on there, but we're doing everything possibly can. So watermark is definitely suggested, as well as come to my webinar next week, because the marketing strategies that we have in place also prevent screenshots. So it's a combination of both the technology protecting your images as well as your marketing strategy that you are using. So, and then you can scale that watermark and all that good stuff. These are global, so you only need to set it once, and then it's for all your galleries. So you can adjust it at any time and it'll recycle and redo all your galleries over again. And we get asked the question, no, the watermark does not print on the final prints. It's just there for viewing, as most of you probably know. Over here under users, now we have what's called PhotoDay Capture, and that replaces tethering and barcodes and QR codes. It's an app. So if you have multiple people using an app and we're replacing barcodes and QR codes with faces, which opens up all kinds of fun abilities for mirroring data and images, this is where you add additional users so they have their own login when using the Capture app and their own access to those specific jobs. So that's where you add the additional users. PhotoDay Capture is not something we charge for. We actually don't charge for any additional features of PhotoDay. It's all included in our commission. So when you make a sale, we make our sale and then everyone's happy. So we're not charging for anything extra at this time. So that sums up everything under my studio, but importantly, I'm just going to give you a tour into the resources here. So into the resources, we're providing you with as much information as we can to help get you started in this online world with PhotoDay. So we have a sales kit. The sales kit has some videos. You can download them. You can edit intros and outros, make them more personalized for you if you want. You can download them and then edit them and upload them to your own YouTube channel to share. But these are showing are powered by PhotoDay, that your studio's got this cool new techie software they're going to use. It's going to get rid of order forms forever. basically, and then a new picture day, what picture day is like for parents and organizations now. So these videos that we've produced for you guys, you can think of them as your digital marketing kit to go ahead and present it to your schools and organizations and get some more business or convert your existing business over to online. And then we have over here the Powered by PhotoDay sell sheet. This is just the free, the 5 key selling points of why organizations should pick PhotoDay. Because they're saying goodbye to paper forms. They get to see the child's photos before they purchase, pick your packages, pick your poses, customize your gifts, and track the orders right to the doorstep. So we're highlighting those key selling points for you. They're also highlighted here in this short video that you can make your own. These are all in layered Photoshop files as well. So you can just make, use our lingo here and make it look like it's from your studio, redesign it if you want. We also have a how-to PhotoDay video down there for support. But over here, we have our marketing kit. Now, the marketing kit has everything you need to know to spread the word about Picture Day after you've already booked an event. So over here, we have banners, posters, reminder cards, and social graphics. And these, again, are all layered Photoshop files or PDFs. So you guys can download these, but we've done the text for you. The call to action is there. All you got to do is redesign them for your studio, branding and fonts and colors and all that good stuff to make them your own. But it's all right here for you to help you get started. Like I said, guys, we want you to be successful. We're trying to arm you with everything we possibly can think of to make the transition smooth. Now, over here under support, we have all different things. We have flyers on how to set up. Like, this is just a step guide. How do I even set up for an online picture day? That's what this is about. How do I set up and sell advance pay? That's what this is about. These are all PDFs. These are all resources for you. Here's our booster buy rates. This is really popular because this is going to help you make sure that you're doing everything you possibly can to maximize your online buy rates. So this is an interactive checklist down here. It gives you all the resources and knowledge and all the steps to make sure that you're going to be successful. This is proven stuff that we know works. Our users are successful with it. We share it. We create the collateral and we share it with you guys to make sure all you're doing your best job. And then over here is our comprehensive users guide. So anything you want to know about how PhotoDay works, from creating an account to setting up your studio to creating price sheets. This is a very comprehensive users guide that we've created for you that walks you through step by step in the process if webinars aren't your thing. So I wanted to make sure I shared that with you. We have an order resolution form. This is for refunds or any weird situations that you fill out. We work with you on those. We have a refund policy here for you guys to read in detail. This is constantly changing depending on how things are going. So always check in here and make sure you can use some of these refund policy tips to establish your own online refund policy. So if you've never sold digitals before, you'll want to make sure you have a refund policy in place. The same with advance pay credits and things like that to make sure that you've got your bases covered for anything going on. And then we have our whole support section here where we have tons of articles where you can learn more about specific topics on PhotoDay. So that's everything for you guys in a nutshell. So there is more education here on the dashboard than actual functionality because we make it so easy, right? So I just wanted to make sure that that you guys see all this. Let me get rid of that bar at the bottom of my screen. So I'm going to go here into the store because there's 4 things you need to do to get up and selling. And now it's like the perfect time if you wanted to take a job that you did recently, maybe in the prepay model, and throw it up on PhotoDay and test it out for post sales and just get the communication out. If they didn't have a chance to order on Picture Day, if they wanted to order more, it's a great time to test drive and learn PhotoDay if you're thinking about going into this when things return back to normal, hopefully late this summer or fall. So we already went over payment settings, but we're going to go over a price sheet. So you're able to add a price sheet for whichever lab you're connected with, or I showed you earlier. So for this demo purpose, I'm just going to select Reedy Photo here, and then I'm going to name my price sheet. So I'm going to put youth sports packages. This is for my own reference. Nobody sees this but me. It's just, I know that's my youth sports packages I'm using for 2020. This is a markup type. What this is just a starting point for pricing. So I can say anything I add to this price sheet, I'm just going to mark it up 100% of the lab cost. You can always adjust it from there. It's just the starting point. to make sure everything's marked up that you're adding to your price sheet. We make this really easy. Trust me, it's much easier than designing on a paper order form. I know you've probably all done that, and I've did it for years and years and years, figuring out how to get all those products in one little layout. So over here, I'm gonna start with packages. When I add a package, I want you to not think about naming this anymore, package A, B, C, D. And under package description, you don't have to write what's in the package because that happens automatically for you in PhotoDay. So your package names become more of like marketing lingo. And if you need inspiration on how to name your packages effectively, we have a whole blog post on that. You can get to right here. There's a sample package price sheet PDF. But we have a whole blog post that Wes can throw up here in a few about like how to name and create packages that work in the online world. Also, don't take your prepay forms that are meant for one pose before they see it and put them online, because that's not going to work when you're presenting multiple images and the flexibility in the packages. So the way you design packages is also going to change. And really, you know, we have a great starting point. When you add a lab, you get a demo price sheet loaded up. We have that great starting point for you. But as you put jobs out there and you're using it, you'll hear parents call and say, well, I want this many 8x10s and this many 5x7s and this many downloads. Can you make a package for me? Can I get a coupon? And you'll start listening to that feedback, and you will change your packages according to what your customer demand is. And you can do that on the fly all the time. You can add new packages on the fly and then and setting that all up. Allison, you are in luck because I have a whole webinar that's already in the webinar section on setting up packages and products. It's only like 30 or 40 minutes, but that webinar is on our page. I'm sure Wes can hopefully find me that link out of somewhere for you. So over here, I'm just gonna put, you can use this space instead. They're gonna save 15% by ordering this package. Say that you want them to add a team photo. Since there's no team and individual or group and individual association here, you'll want to add something like, if you want them to order, like you can say, don't forget to order your team photo or something like that. You can also put, get a free social media download in this package, you know, stuff like that. I'm just trying to give you guys ideas. So then I can build out my package now. So this is a large family pack. I'm gonna throw some 8x10s in and a couple 8x10s. I'm gonna throw some 5x7s. They're on separate lines, which means they're gonna be able to pick a different pose for each one. If I didn't want them to pick a different pose, I can just sell these 5x7s in packs of 2. That will be 2 of one pose, 2 of another pose. And I'm gonna do some 3x5s. I'll just put a pack of 4, 4 in here. I am going to do some specialty items. So I'm gonna throw a Pro Magnet in there. That's gonna have a border on it. And then I'm gonna throw my free digital download, my social sharing download in the pack that they're gonna get. Down here, you'll notice that the base cost of the package is going to increase the more things I add to it. And that's because you will, it's adding up what it costs from the lab. So when I put 100% markup, remember in the beginning, that's why it's marking it up 100%. But now I can just type in what I want it to sell for here. It'll ask me just to double check, and then I'll save it. And then I'll come here to the outside and we'll see the description. You can come back in here and edit it. You can change your price right from the screen. You can also duplicate this package and then go in and click on it to edit it. And you can make this one the small family package. Keep the same description if you want, and then delete some stuff out of it. Make it a smaller package and reprice it accordingly and save. So setting up packages is pretty easy. You can do all that stuff. Chris, good question. When they order the download, so you have the high res and you have the low res. PhotoDay sizes that for you automatically. So on the high res download, That size comes with a separate email that has a print release, so they're able to print that wherever they want once they buy the high-res download, and not a copyright release, just a print release, and it is the same resolution that you originally uploaded. Now, it will be compressed as a JPEG when we download it, kind of like Apple's new high efficiency format, but it is just a JPEG. The file size will be smaller. It does not affect the quality, but that's just basically because they're probably downloading it on their phone and we don't want them to download a gigantic JPEG file that you may have uploaded. So we are compressing it on the way down for them to save them storage space. Now, and to make it a little faster, but when they open it up, it's gonna be the same size file that you uploaded. So I hope that makes sense. For the social sharing download, I wanna say it's 600 pixels wide by whatever the proportional height is, or no, 600 pixels high by whatever the proportional width is. I had that backwards. So it's like a 4:6 at 72 dpi is what that works out to be. So it's just meant for social sharing. We also put that in the product description. So during the How to Sell Downloads webinar I did, we talked a lot about not trying to sell the social sharing download and compete with the high res, because people are just going to see the cheaper one and pick the cheaper one. So you want to make sure that you use the social sharing download maybe in the bigger packages, maybe as a time limited offer or promotion that appears in the packages, and then you take it away later, and use the high res download to sell for profit. So it helps differentiate and it prevents any possible customer confusion when it comes to selling downloads. Speaking of that, you can make download packs, sell multiple downloads in one package if you want. And then you can add your a la carte section. So many of our labs have all different products in here, from plaques to all the tchotchkes items like magnets and trading cards and buttons and all that good stuff is all located right in here. And then once you add it, you can price it just like we did for the packages. So I'm going to move on from that because I got a little bit more to cover in the next 10 minutes. So over here, we got offers. Offers are an important part of your online marketing strategy, and we will talk more about this next week and the week after, because we have Kick-Ass Marketing and Online World, I think the week after next too. But offers are important because they are not a discount to your service. They are an incentive for people to buy more often, or buy sooner. So they are part of your overall marketing strategy that you have to figure out to get into those packages to not hurt your profit, but to help your profit. So I hope that makes sense. And we're doing a lot of education on that nowadays to help clarify. So offers have all kinds of different parameters. I'm just going to open one just to kind of show you how flexible they can be. This is a discount offer. You can make your offer code what you want here, generate a generic one. Offers are global to your entire shopping cart. So you can set up one offer marketing strategy and use it for all your events to track it, or you can do them event specific. You can't do 100% off or give anything for free using offers besides shipping, because there has to be enough money left over in that customer transaction so all parties are paid, your lab costs are covered. We do not keep payment information from you on file to cover that. So everyone gets paid out of the end customer transaction. Right now, there's not a way to give anything for free in PhotoDay, but you can deep discount it and encourage them to order more. So over here, I'm just gonna do this offer as a fixed dollar amount. We'll just say $10. And then there's a minimum amount that they have to spend to get that $10 off. So that's $10 off 75. I'm sure you are aware of how this all works because you probably use plenty of coupon codes in your lifetime, as I do all the time. And then over here is your expiration date and then max redemptions. What that means is if you're doing like a deep discount for a coach or a teacher or somebody like that, you can make this only redeemable one time so they don't share your deep discount with other people. That means once they redeem it, it's no good anymore, cannot be shared. You can also do it like early bird limited offers, like the first 10 people get free shipping that place their order, something like that. You can limit it to 10. So you can do things like that to get people excited. You can also stack free shipping onto a discount offer. You can give away the $10 off 75 plus free shipping if you wanted to. When you give away free shipping, the only shipping that is free is the lowest tier shipping in the cart by the lab, which I didn't show you. So I'm gonna go over here and show you that really quick. Is here on their shipping rate. So once you build a price sheet, you can click shipping rates and see what your customer is going to pay the lab for shipping. Shipping is collected by the lab. So this lab, for instance, Reedy, the actual lab cost on the order, your customer will see at checkout $4.95 for shipping. If they have a huge order in their cart with more than $10 in prints and product in it, then they're only going to pay $3.50 for shipping. This kind of thing is super helpful when you're doing like free shipping off orders 50 or more, because that promotion is only going to cost you $3.50, not $4.95. So it's just an important thing to remember. Free shipping will not be eligible on Priority or Express. It's only, like I said, on the ground or economy shipping, whatever that lab's lowest tier is, that's all it'll be eligible for. And if they try to use it, it'll tell them that they can't use it. They got to switch their shipping method. The cart is smart enough to do that. Under advanced pay, you can set up your credit sheets. Now, advanced pay credits, I have a whole webinar on this too, because it's a lot to get into today. This is just meant to be introductory to show you all the different features. But the credit sheets here, this is where you set up your gift card, so to speak. So you can sell up to 4 at a time. If you're using it in the prepay replacement environment, I only suggest doing like 1 fixed credit, but you can sell up to 4 because people use it for all different things. They use it for number of costumes the dancer is going to do, and people can buy multiple advanced pay credits. Once a customer buys an advanced pay credit, it is mobile verified and linked to their mobile number. So when they sign in the PhotoDay with their mobile number, which it will prompt them to do from the text message, it will automatically find the credits that they have purchased, and then they can apply those towards their purchases. Now, word on the street is a lot of studios that are selling advanced pay credits, even in the smallest amount, are seeing a much higher average order value because money spent is gone, right? So they might have spent 2-3 weeks ago, $10, $15, $25 on an advanced pay credit. Picture day happens. A couple weeks later, they get posted. They got a free $25. They think it's free, but they've already spent that. So they just go ahead and apply that towards their purchase, and their purchases tend to be a lot bigger because of that. So they can do that. Also, both in the group and public and private galleries, they're able to check out multiple siblings on one order and combine all those advanced pay credits on the one order as long as they're under one mobile number. So it makes it easy for your customers. Promos are something that we do in the active season when there's holidays coming up. We have a lot of them in the fall and winter with the holidays coming, but these are text marketing promos. If you can think email campaigns, but PhotoDay uses text marketing instead, where we schedule out certain promotions at certain times of the year that you can just throw your galleries in that have those opt-ins for a second sale during those holiday seasons. But it gives you a chance, very easy, couple minutes to set up. You set it and forget it. It's like a crock pot, and sales come in when that offer gets deployed out for you. So that is where you would set that up. We're gonna go in here to jobs so I can show you that. And I'm just gonna set up a quick demo job, not John. And I'm gonna select here. This really has no meaning for us right now, but it's more for you to categorize the types of jobs you're putting in PhotoDay. So you can put your picture day date, you can estimate the amount of kids being photographed, and the time zone. This is important because we now have a publish later feature. So once you get your job ready and say you're working on it, it's like 1 in the morning and you don't want to publish it and text everyone that it's ready, you can schedule it to be published for the next day, and the text message and the job will be automatically published for you. So that's a pretty cool new feature I wanted to point out. So I won't go too much further into this because it goes way into detail, but we have 3 different types of gallery access here. So we have private galleries, group galleries, and public galleries, and we're suggesting what each one of these means. The only difference between group and public is that in public galleries, there will be a direct URL that they can click and get right into the gallery. They will not have to enter that access code again. In the group gallery, there's one access code for everyone. They text the same one, just like in public, but they'll be prompted to enter it again. So the only people that have that access code are obviously the ones in the organization. So it adds that little additional level of security because there's not a public link floating around somewhere that they can just click to get in. So it gives it a little bit more privacy. And then the private gallery is the ultimate privacy, where you have one code per person. So if you're using any kind of school software, or you do any kind of underclass now, and that's required, that's what the private gallery is. Private gallery is a whole nother webinar. We have one coming up down the road, and all different uses of the private gallery with PhotoDay capture. But basically, it's a solution that we have that's completely flexible with whatever you're doing now as well, to adapt to those private galleries to make data and image management a lot easier. So over here on the group, I'm just going to put demo job 20, and then I'm just going to save it. So that goes in. So basically right now, you guys text demo job 20 to 90738. You're going to get my job's in draft mode to 90738. So I'm just going to type it into this chat here. If you guys text that right now, you'll just get a text back that says like, hey, you know, gallery's not ready yet. We'll notify you when it is. I don't know what the exact words are, but it's something like that. Now, if I wanted to sell an advance pay and I had this gallery in advance pay status, right now it's in draft, but it's advance pay status. When they text the code, it'll prompt that sales cycle to purchase a credit. You know, and then when we publish, everyone gets a text message saying that it's time to buy. Pictures are ready to view and purchase. Go online. So, and they get the information to get back to the gallery. It's all through text marketing, which we find a lot more successful than email, with continuously bringing them back. Also, when you publish, it opts them into this creative sales cycle to continuously get them back to the gallery until they make a purchase. It's a 30-day sales cycle. Got 5 text messages that go out and all. But we also developed some custom text campaigns based on marketing strategies that I will go over that next week in next week's webinar. So a couple things to note here before I'm already over on time. I talk way too much, so sorry about that, guys. But thanks for sticking around with me. Photos, we'll talk a little bit about uploading photos. We do have a file size limit. It's not the expanded file size. It's a JPEG file size. So you can only upload JPEGs to PhotoDay. We don't have the green screen PNG capability yet. It's something on our radar, rest assured. However, the JPEGs here have to be less than 15 megs. That's not 15 megs opened up. That's 15 megabytes after it's saved as a JPEG, which is a huge JPEG file. So make sure it's 15 or less, because we're using FaceBind, and FaceBind is fancy technology, and we need to keep this streamlined for everyone. And I totally typed our short code wrong. Short code is, Wes, you didn't even catch that on me. 90738, not 90739. Thanks, Allison. I just realized, here's me doing too many things at once. Our short code is 90738. I'm so glad I didn't send you to some weird texting service number. I don't know what 90739 is, but ours is 90738. So sorry about that, guys. So sorry. All right. So yeah, once you text the right number that I did not type correctly, you'll get that return message. But since you guys are still here, I'm gonna go ahead and upload some images here, because I want to show you what that text marketing does. So let me go to my desktop. I'm just gonna grab this folder here. I'm just gonna grab this one sheer folder because it's got some files in it. I won't make this too crazy. So okay, so when it's uploading to PhotoDay, it does a couple different things. It is running FaceBind. FaceBind's our face recognition technology. It's building a little fancy data map of every face. It's just text, so it doesn't take that long. When mom wants to search using one of those search features, tags are basically like a folder structure where you're tagging images. Oh, Scott, your message is blank. I don't know how you did that, but hopefully, okay, good, it worked. All right, cool. So, but it makes it really fast for mom to use FaceBind, and FaceBind's pretty accurate. It's about 95% accurate, which means it will return results when it's 95% sure that that's that kid. If it's not sure, then it won't return any results before it'll return somebody else's kid. So it is pretty accurate, and it will find them in group photos, sibling shots, buddy shots, and even some random candid photos. So it does work pretty awesome. But tags are a great way to also categorize. You can do this when you upload folders or keywords from Lightroom. It will automatically translate into tags, but you can also create tags right in here. You can create a groups tag, update it, and this is all live. So if you got somebody poking around in your gallery doing customer service, they can't seem to find it, you can go online, individuals, and tag images. Oops, I didn't create it. And create the tags on the fly. And if the parent refreshes, they will see your tags right away. So it makes it an easy way for them to find images for you. So I'm going to check my insights really quick. Okay, so I did get some opt-ins. Yay, I see you guys texting. So you can tell if the league or the organization or the school sent out your marketing flyers for you by people opting in and making advanced pay credits. So there's actionable insights that you can check. So here I'm going to do a demo flyer. Nobody sees this flyer name but me. I'm going to do, this is a gallery, important picture day information. This flyer already has all the information that they need. And you can upload a photo here if you want to make it pretty, but it'll have your logo on the bottom if you supplied that. And then when I save this flyer, I will be able to see, I can download it as a PDF and print it, take some with me if I needed to. I can also create an HTML page, just a link that they can share that goes directly to this flyer. I don't know why it's taking so long. All right, maybe my internet's doing something weird. I'm sorry, guys. I can't show you that right now. But it also creates a HTML page that you can just blast out and send it. But the flyers are pretty versatile in there, as well as the insights to see people what they're actually doing. So now that I have images, I'm just going to go ahead. Oops, sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. I'm going to go ahead and open that demo job again and set up a price sheet. So I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to link that price sheet. Where did I do that price sheet? Use sports packages. I'm going to choose my theme, which is cheerleading, and then I'm going to save it. And now I'm able to publish this gallery. So when I publish it, that you guys that text it, I can either publish it later. That's our new feature that we just talked about, or I can publish it now. So when I publish it now, you guys will all get a text saying that the pictures are ready. You'll see that package we just created. You'll see the files and the tags that were created to give them a way to search. Fred has a question. Is the access code for each school or for each child? So on this gallery, it's a group gallery. So on the dashboard, it's an access code as a group. It's one code for everyone to text and opt in and search for their child's photos. Now, if you were doing a private gallery, let me go back out to jobs. I have a little test private gallery in here. Then each person in the data would have their own access code for delivery. So that's a whole nother webinar, Fred. So stay tuned for that one. We're going to go into private galleries in detail and all the marketing and sales tactics around getting that information out. So I just wanted to show you the group gallery, and which acts just like the public gallery right now. So you guys will see that. When I go under sales here, I'll see how many times that link has been clicked uniquely. So I can see if you're clicking and trying to locate images in here. But all that information's there. Now, if I didn't want the view all photos option to be there, I can turn off those gallery search options. I can leave Facebook only if I wanted to. These updates are live. So if for some reason you publish a gallery and the mom's like, oh my gosh, I don't want my daughter's picture shared online for whatever reason, you can go in here, you can find the daughter's picture, she can give you the image number if she's already found it, or you can use a picture of a picture and find it in the gallery yourself, and then you can go in here and just trash it. If the minute you trash it, it becomes unavailable, and you then solved all the problems, and that's it. She can buy it and you can remove it from the gallery. It happens in like probably less than 1% of the cases, but I just want to show you, especially for you guys touring a demo gallery right now, that the changes are live. Whatever we do here happens automatically. If you make a mistake on a price sheet, you can go back in and add more packages or products to that price sheet. Once the customer refreshes, they will become instantly available. And then I'm going to come back out here. Once you have orders placed, you'll be able to click on those orders and you'll be able to see the details of those orders, what was ordered, how was it shipped. You can also search orders by name, and then they'll come up with all those personal. I just order a lot of my personal photos in here. So, but you can see all the details of those orders. You can even see how they cropped the items on the specific products that they ordered. The cropping will preview here. And what our other video did not show, which I will show you, where is it at? Blog, on our blog, is that we did just recently add live preview. So they're able to view their images and the text on the actual products. We're continuously rolling that out with all of our labs. So some of our labs already have that today. But you can check out our blog, which is blog.photoday.io for all the recent updates and information. We're constantly rolling out new features for you guys. So I'm gonna go back over to, I did a whole lot of talking. So I hope you guys found this beneficial for sure. How do I get my slide presentation back? It wants me to start it all over again. All right, you start it? Okay, all right, awesome. All right, so last thing here is how much it all costs. So obviously it's free. If you're not already signed up, we don't ask for payment information or anything like that. It's 10% of your sales before tax and shipping. It's important to note that a lot of studio or a lot of online solutions out there charge tax and shipping on top of the total transaction. That's only how Stripe charges. So the Stripe transaction fee is 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. That's on total fee. But the PhotoDay fee is 10% of sales before tax and shipping. So basically, you don't have to pay lab bills anymore. That's all paid as soon as your customer makes the transaction. And all of our labs have really competitive, great volume pricing in the PhotoDay world. And then if you're not already signed up, I encourage you to do so. It's just so you can test drive it and play with it yourself. And like I said, put old jobs and things like that in there for you guys. So Scott, your question, does live preview work when we're adding graphics after? No. It doesn't work like that. It only works from the graphics that are already in the themes that are attached to that price sheet, attached to that job from that lab. So if you're adding graphics after, like it'll just preview the crop of that item, of that image in the item already. But it doesn't, I don't know, I'm probably confusing myself even more answering your question, but I think that makes sense. You'll have to let me know if it doesn't. So, and if anyone watching today wants to chat with me one-on-one about getting started and, you know, any kind of questions that you might not want to ask in the group, you can reach us in that support bubble, or here's my email address, lisa@photoday.io. You can shoot me an email and I'll respond to you as fast as I can. But I'm more than willing to work with you one-on-one if you wanted to schedule a call or anything like that. Any ideas that you have. We love listening to our user feedback. And most important thing, according to user feedback, if you're not already in our Facebook users group, I encourage you to get on Facebook, even if you never use it, just to join our Facebook users group. There's a lot of really helpful information in there for you guys, a lot of feedback from other studios, and no question goes unasked in there. It's a great group. It's only PhotoDay users, so you have to be a PhotoDay user before you ask to be in the group. So that's an important thing. And then once you get in there, you'll see all that information. We have it all sorted, but there's lots of real good feedback in there straight from studios on what's happening and how they're using PhotoDay. So definitely encourage you guys to join that. And Wes might be looking for a link for me to put up. If not, I can do it, Wes. But thank you guys today. I'm like 1 hour and 13 minutes, not too bad. But thanks for listening to me ramble. I hope to see you next week. It's a brand new webinar. I've never done it before. We're going to talk about transitioning the online sales, and it's going to be all about the marketing strategies to use and communications out there. We're going to dive into detail to kind of give you guys an idea on what to expect if you're planning on using this when things pick back up, to give that touchless picture day. It could be a really great reason to finally learn how to do it all. So gonna hit you guys up with as much information as we possibly can. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. And there's the webinar link. Thanks, Wes. Awesome. And then, wait, I wanted a Facebook users group really quick while you guys can click on it. There's the users group link for you guys. So if you're not there, go ahead and ask to get in the group so you guys can see everything. So I hope everyone stays safe, stay well. Hit me up in the meantime if you got questions or ideas you want to share. We can bounce ideas off each other. And I will see you next week. So thanks so much, guys. Have a good one.